Could you read that first paragraph again?
Sure.
There was one very key phrase in there I think that's really important here.
I just wanted to reiterate here that I think this is strong songwriting. And in general, I think this is a very pitchable lyrical theme for film TV scenes, whether it be this listing or others.
Bingo. So whether it be this listing or others. So the message here, if I understand it right, is that your song may be fine, it just might not be right now.
Right.
So when you have a song, I assume that you don't just focus it at one thing. That I'll let you say it in your own words, but your song is a thing looking for multiple possible uses. So of the songs that you've done, how many of them do you think you've submitted more than once? Or if you have submitted a song to more than one listing, how many listings do you think you've done on a given song?
Oh man, I would say the majority of my songs I've submitted to more than one listing. For example, I have another critique here to kind of bookend what we just talked about with the production stuff of a Ford that came today.
Okay, great.
And this is a song that's been submitted to probably 7 or 8 different listings. It's been forwarded, I'm thinking, 3 or 4 times. But so this is the critique from today. So, greetings, Barry. Thanks for submitting Not With Me for this executive's consideration. This publisher has very discerning ears, yet I feel you have delivered what he is seeking. You obviously have a really good understanding of the stylistic criteria. That's super appreciated, as this track is right in the same ballpark as Hinder, Nickelback, Daughtry, etc. I also really appreciate your strong commercial instincts as a producer and engineer. I can tell that you put a lot of time into your craft, and it shows. Please keep up this quality level, Barry.
Okay, that would definitely be quite a bookending job with the other one there. I mean, it really shows. Well, I hear 2 things. You did the job of going out and improving the things you needed to improve, but you also really zeroed in on that listing. In other words, if you've got 50 songs, you don't submit them to 100 listings at a time for every song. You really try to narrow in on the right songs to address.
And that's a learning process. I'm still learning that. I mean, I had nearly 50%. I think it's 45% forward rate last year. So far for 09, I'm at 25%. And some of it's been just not on target for the listing because I'm still learning. And sometimes you just don't know, because it's not a perfect world, and there are going to be some people who they'll say this is what they're wanting, and then you think you're delivering what they want, and then they're like, no, that's not what I'm looking for.
Right.
So it's
and you don't take that personally,
no,
right?
not now. I used to,
right.
But it's like, you know what? I think it's about a year ago when Michael did his seminar here in Nashville. One of the guys he had come speak, Dean Kerpane, and Dean was talking about.
And Dean's a taxi member.
Yeah,
right?
Dean is also a taxi member.
Right.
And I can't remember exactly what he was speaking about, but he said something that night. And we had dinner the other night when he was in town, and I was telling him, there was something that you said that clicked for me. And it was at that moment that my whole perception of how to write for film and TV changed.
Oh, cool.
Because before, and it's also where I quit being as attached. Because before, I'd write a song and there was an emotional attachment to it. Because if you create something, there's a part of you that is attached to it.
Sure.
And he was talking about using songs in film and TV, and I had a light bulb come on, and I was like, you're not doing the same thing. What you're doing for film and TV, if you're wanting to be successful, is you're creating an object. You're creating a prop. You are creating something that is there to serve the scene. It is not there as a piece of art. It's there to serve the purpose of that scene. You are no different than a location scout in the terms of the show.
Right.
If the producer says, I need a pickup truck for this particular scene, looks like it's been in the state of Texas for the last 20 years, a cowboy's been using it to transfer his cattle around or whatever, and it has to be blue because of whatever. So somebody has to go find exactly what that producer is looking for. That is no different than if the music supervisor says, okay, I need a 30-second piece that sounds like the band The Fray, that is dealing with the subject of overcoming depression. And it has to be, this type of emotion. Well, if you're writing songs that sound like, Nickelback, they can't use your stuff. And if you're trying to pitch that, you're not going to get anywhere with it. And if you get rejections and you take it personal, well, you're not doing yourself any good.
Right.
Because you're not giving them what they're asking for.
And it's absolutely no quality, no comment on the quality of the
Exactly.
music. Right.
And once I realized that, it's like, I'm just creating it's just not everybody is going to be able to deal with that.
Mhm.
Not everybody's going to say, you know what, I just can't do that. This
Yeah.
is art. Music is art. And if you treat it as anything other than art, you're not being a real musician. You're devaluing music. Well, I look at it from a different perspective. Music is also a commodity. And I would love to be able to, be a full-time musician doing music, and if that means that I'm going to write some songs that not necessarily I'm, attached to, that's fine with me.
Right.
Because I'm still getting to do what I love, and that's working with music.
And in the process, end up getting paid for it.
Exactly.